Yeah, I'm still not settled on these glasses because, like, sometimes I feel nerd-like, and then other times I feel like I'm the main character of like some like action movie, right? And I'm target practicing. Okay, I'm ready. I probably should put my hair in a book like this though. That's more like target practicing style, right? And I'm like, I'm training to be the big dog. I don't know what vibe are these. I'm not sure. Those are two very different vibes. Like, okay, I'm a nerd. No, I'm quiet nerd, and nobody really knows me. And then two different vibes. But speaking of, I wanted to actually touch up on that on cops, right? That's what you think of when you, right? Police officers, because it happens a lot with them. That it's an associated thing. I'm not. That's just my opinion. But there's a tarot reader that I watch often who mentions something like, oh, you might find that cops don't like you. Very true, because when it comes to the case of me, because, like, for instance, I've mentioned, I wanted to share this with you guys actually a while ago. It happened a couple of weeks ago. I've mentioned that people speak to me, like, coded a lot of times, like, out in the general public. And I guess it's part of this whole, whatever, I'm not going to get into that. But it's clearly directed at me, and oftentimes it seems to be like racially tied or they're talking to me. You talking to me? Clearly they are. Oftentimes I don't know what the fuck they're even talking about. I just know they're talking about me. Anyhow, a couple of weeks ago, I go into the state building or county building, right? Here where I'm at. And you have to check in, there's police officers at the door with the detectors, metal detectors, and you have to put like your stuff in the bin, and usually they communicate with you and they'll be like, okay, they move that container along, like you put your phone in there and your hoodie or whatever. And so I walk through, I do that. They don't say a word to me. They don't like me, okay? Because I've gotten into it with them before. Their little, like, snarky remarks, their little biatch, underhanded remarks. And, excuse me, I put my stuff in the container. I walk through the alarm, or the metal detector, excuse me, and I'm, like, standing there waiting, like, for my bin that he could just slide with his hand, and he's like, I'm not touching that jacket, it's probably all sweaty. And I'm thinking, like, well, number one, you don't have to touch the jacket itself. That's a Freudian slip on your end, my dude. But secondly, I said, I'm like, why? I was like, why you have a problem with my sweat? I said, who's to say it's not like, you touch that, you might be blessed with many fortunes, like I said, and the other cop kind of was like, your sweat's gonna bless us. And I said, I didn't say that. I said, you don't know. I said, see, you're always looking at the negative side of life, you gotta, silver lining there, it could bless you. And they just kind of, I don't know, eventually I got my hoodie or jacket or whatever. But I heard him, like, saying something about, like, Monster Mash, like, guys, like, referring to me, because, I when I got home, I played ICP Zombie Slide, because it talks about mowing the lawn and the Monster Mash all across the grass and all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, cops don't like me. I don't know. Maybe I get my pretty privilege from elsewhere. But as far as police officers, they've never actually liked me, no. Like, I've never in my, like, worst drug days ever got special treatment from police officers. In fact, they just don't like me. Because I always try to talk to them. I'm like, so do you have to be a detective? Like, in order to be a detective, do you have to, like, be a cop first? Like, I don't know. I just tried talking to them. They don't like that. The officers, they don't like Sammy Sam. What is that about? Can you explain why that is?